we have a significant amount of young nonprofits. These organizations that have been working very heavily to improve the quality of life here. And how can we integrate young adults into these boards and these committees and kind of get some fresh ideas, some fresh thoughts flowing?
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
I'd like to challenge y'all. I think we all agree on everything that's been said so far. And I know many of you are members of organizations. Jake, you have your organization in Mercer County. We have the MVP, Mahoning Valley Young Professionals Club. So what are you going to do to advance the narrative as a group? What kind of leadership can you coalesce to reach out to people? And can that be your task as part of your club, as part of how are you going to provide that leadership?
Sure, I guess I'll start since that's what we work on. Well, when we originally started, our goal was to help our peers and our friends get plugged into our local community. As everyone mentioned, this is a great community with, unlimited opportunity. We're really a lump of unmolded clay where we can kind of shape in any direction we see fit. And so that was really how we got our start. But as we kept going, as everyone mentioned, we hear lots of negative, we kind of have this negative thought about our region. And my goal, instead of, ignoring it or pushing it off, was, how can we solve this as a group of 35 young adults with a little bit of money in our pocket? What can we do to change some of these issues? So through the money we've raised, we either addressed, we've advocated heavily with our local community for the housing needs of young adults, which I'm sure will come up today, as that's been a big struggle. Advocating for the business and education communities to really weave together and eliminate the silos that they've been operating in. And again, build this sense of community. We have, and I'm sure the Youngstown MSA is very similar, we have a significant amount of nonprofits. These organizations that have been working very heavily to improve the quality of life here. And how can we integrate young adults into these boards and these committees and kind of get some fresh ideas, some fresh thoughts flowing? We've had some local champions that have been, really driving the boat here for 40, 50 years. And now it's time to prep the next generation to, really take off with the foundation they built.
There's a saying, it says, I've never seen a wild thing feel sorry for itself. He lived his whole life without ever feeling sorry for himself. To me, that says what it means to me is that naturally, it is very important for us to understand that, yes, there's a lot of areas where this area has failed. But it's so important for us to be able to understand that it's okay, but now we have to get up to be able to move on. To be honest, I've heard everyone that has been speaking. I've heard you name organizations. I have lived here my entire life, and I've never heard of them before. That's a problem. Because if I don't know, then they don't know. And so now my brain is spinning. And it's like, man, you have access to this, you have access to this. And all of us together make a body. So that's going to be able to move. Right now, if I was going to be able to say anything, I would say Youngstown has been flying with one wing because the whole body isn't incorporated. So the main thing we can be able to do in order to fix it, in my opinion, is going to be education. It's having people like you, Miss Andrea, to be able to come and sit down with young people to say, all right, these are the steps that you need to take. Being able to say, you said you've never been a business owner before. That's a whole dynamic in itself, but you're doing it. These are the steps that you need to take. More internships to be able to grab people, to put them underneath their wing. So Youngstown's full body can actually move and run. Right now, we're just a locomotive with no gears, and it's just not good. Like I said, I'm in awe right now because I haven't heard of some of the things. And right now, a lot of the kids just don't know. And how do you know what you don't know? So that's, for me, that's probably the biggest issue. And I want to be able to be that person to stand in that gap.
BusinessJournalDaily.com 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.